Greetings, internet viewers.
Hello, interwebs.
My name is Jamison.
And I am Chris.
And welcome to Geeks and Tea,
where we spill the tea about geeky stuff.
Today we're going over our lists, who will be the next Doctor.
So grab some tea, and let's discuss.
First of all, I would apologize for the absence. I have been ill and extremely busy. So now we are back. Several videos in the pipeline coming up. So stay tuned and make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Please remember, at 100 subscribers, we will be doing a blooper reel.
And a Q&A.
So please
subscribe.
All
right, so earlier today I found out there's a big rumor going on that Tom Ellis, the star of Lucifer, is going to be playing the next Doctor.
Yeah, I watched a video on, of course, YouTube that said that BBC, at the end of it seemed like a news type show that ended with a reel of all the Doctors. And at the end of all of it, it showed a scene of a man looking over a city with the number 15 and a question mark. Some smart YouTubers seem to have gone and did a little research and found out that it was an American show called Lucifer,
which we have talked about extensively in our discontinued series of the weekly review.
And the funny thing is that they have not made any mention at all since the show has stopped for the season that they're being picked up again.
Well, they're picked up starting in May. I believe it's May.
Okay.
For season 3. But as we know, nowadays seasons are only about 10 to 15 episodes long.
Really? And I mean,
one of the things that they did that a lot of people aren't happy about is they're actually finishing up season 2 or the second part of season 1 at the beginning. So the first 2 to 4 episodes, I think I read. And I could be wrong with this, but I know at least the first 2 are kind of holdover from last season.
Right, pretty much, yeah. So, I mean, and with the new showrunner, Chris Chibnall, coming in, handpicking the new Doctor, I feel like maybe they let the cat out of the bag a little bit. Or maybe it's something to throw us off. I'm hoping, he's also hoping, that this is a true rumor. Because,
speak for yourself, because I like my list.
I don't know. If Lucifer became the Doctor, I think you'd be pretty happy.
Although it would be interesting because he has been in Doctor Who before, so it would keep with that continuity that all the Doctors have shown up before.
Basically.
So, without further ado, let's get to our list. Cue sexy music. Alright, I'm actually going to go first with Chris Eccleston, the 9th Doctor Revisited.
You know what? I would see it because he's already quoted saying that his only disappointment of doing the Doctor was that he only got to do 1 season.
But he got to kiss Billie Piper.
He did get to kiss Billie Piper. So, hey. And in the first iteration of Captain Jack. Yeah. Not bad for a first season.
That's true. That's very true. Still, he has voiced that he wished he could continue it. And with the Doctor basically going back to Gallifrey and getting more regenerations,
you never know.
You know, it would be a first to take an old form. Next on my list would actually be Hayley Atwell. I ended up discovering her with a series, it was a mini-series called Pillars of the Earth, and she played an amazingly strong woman, also known more notably probably from Agent Carter, and she is naturally a ginger.
Oh,
so
that would work.
Plus the cat fight between Missy and her. would be hilarious, and it'd be interesting to bring River into that mix. Mm-hmm. Next up is a fan favorite, Eddie Redmayne. I don't actually think that he'll ever play the Doctor, but it would be kind of interesting because, one, he's ginger. Two, he has quite a bit of star power, but I think he would be a little too... I don't know the word I'm thinking of.
I don't know.
He wouldn't have that gusto.
He wouldn't have the gusto. He has the awkwardness of the Doctor, but he doesn't have the brashness that that the Doctor needs sometimes, because the Doctor can kind of turn off and on emotions at any time, and I don't think Eddie Redmayne can do that.
Because even in Fantastic Beasts, even though I loved him in it, when he cast some of the larger, more powerful spells, he was still very sheepish about it.
Yeah.
So I think he would be an interesting choice. I just don't think it would actually work. Next up on my list is also from the Harry Potter franchise. I almost said it. Ron Weasley, also known as Rupert Grint.
Honestly, he's on most of the lists that I've seen. He's generally up there, like one or two. Which, I mean...
He's up there with Tilda Swinton.
He really is as a front runner for the fans.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, all these lists come down to, as we know, I mean, generally the people who do Doctor Who do listen to their fans. It is up to them, though, who they pick.
He's another one, though, I've yet to see... I think he has that awkwardness. I think he has more gusto than Eddie Redmayne.
Yes, I think so.
I don't know that he would actually...
He would be a good companion.
He'd be a very good companion.
I would not mind seeing him come in as a companion. He already has the talent of being a companion in Harry Potter.
Although would that be typecasting, though? Though I'm a huge fan of typecasting, apparently.
Work is work.
Yeah, right? Next up on my list, from Doctor Who, Arthur Durrell, also known as Captain Rip.
He's already playing a time master. Would he want to take a demotion and become a Time Lord? I don't know.
I mean, yes, he would be a Time Lord, but he would be the Doctor.
That's true.
Although I am waiting for Amy Pond. What's her name? Karen Gillian. Please edit that out.
Of course.
I am, though, waiting for Karen Gillian to pop in on Legends of Tomorrow just for the comedy factor.
I think it would be so funny.
I think it'd be awesome if she played the part of Gideon.
Me too. Oh, God. No, they already did that, remember?
I know, but I still think it'd be funny.
Yeah, it would be funny.
Alright, next on my list is Gwendolyn Christie.
Yes.
Captain Phasma and Brienne of Tarth. We could not think of her name.
Before. Oh, man. She would be fantastic.
And talk about gender bending. That would be a really interesting...
But the funny thing is I can see her... Oh, man. It would be great. She would do such a good job.
She would do such a good job, and she's so statuesque.
It would be a home run for her, because she's already in so many fandoms already.
She is in so many fandoms, but, I mean, she is so statuesque. She could pull off a suit and heels
that would be
and
awesome.
kick ass. And I do think she has that soft side. I would like to see her do something really humorous that's not like in Star Wars, that really crappy, dumb humor.
Is it bad that I think, even though I think that she would look great in heels, she would probably wear Doc Martens? Just because?
I would have at least accepted Converse.
Some combat boots.
No. Oh, come on. Last on my list is Matthew McFadden, who has been in Pride and Prejudice, Ripper Street, again, Pillars of the Earth, which most of mine list has come from, actually.
Which is fine.
Great show. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But he's one of those ones, he has a dry sense of humor, but he can show a range of emotion.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think he would be an excellent choice to play the Doctor.
Okay, so on to mine. I think some of my are kind of a wish list. I have a couple of serious ones that have been on some lists, but I think most of mine are some folks that I would really, really like. First, I have Richard Artawadi, who plays Morris Moss in IT Crowd. I think he would be absolutely perfect because he already has the whimsical, kind of like awkward humor as it is on IT Crowd, but I think at the same time he can be serious.
But you think his hair would steal the show?
Oh, absolutely. Fantastic.
You can pull the screwdriver right over there.
That'd be great. And also it would be the first time that it would be a different race as well.
That's true.
Which, honestly, I'm looking for a little. It's been a white dude for 50 years.
Yeah.
So I'm actually hoping for a little diversity. Mm-hmm. Next on my list, I actually have a classic, who's somebody who's actually already played the Doctor. In the early '90s, they did a Red Nose for Charity, the comedy tour, and Rowan Atkinson, our Mr. Bean fame, did a short where he played the Doctor. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and look it up on YouTube. It's hilarious, and it actually shows his non-Mr. Bean chops, where he can actually do some things other than that. He's also been in Black Adam and things like that. So I think he would make a pretty good Doctor. I've seen him in other things than Mr. Bean, and he's, he can be serious as well. After that, I have Peterson Joseph, who is in the new show Timeless. He plays the head of the company that makes the Time Machine. He is in another BBC comedy that I can't think of off the top of my head, but I've seen it, and he's hilarious in it.
I've not actually seen anything with him in it.
He's really awesome. He's another, African American actor who would be really awesome because he can do the funny and automatically go to serious in one take. After that, I have Ian McShane. Okay, so Ian McShane, if you don't know who he is, he was in Deadwood. He played Blackbeard in Pirates of the Caribbean. He was also the head of the Continental in John Wick. So he's, I think he...
I've only seen him in serious roles,
right.
though.
He would be a callback, I think, to...
The original Doctor.
The original Doctor, but...
Which is kind of what they tried to do with Capaldi.
Right.
So,
I'm hoping... it was just kind of... I've seen him do some dry humor, but I haven't really done, like, the wibbly-wobbly, kind of timey-wimey kind of stuff that we're looking for. The next one, I would absolutely love if he was this. Eddie Izzard. I would hope that he could be... First, he's a ginger. Secondly, he's already gender bending because he cross-dresses as it is. And he can pretty much do anything. He can go from... He's super smart already. He can go... his stand-up is amazing. But also, he's done... some serious roles too, so I think he's got that intent. He's got the eyebrows. He's got the Capaldi scowling eyebrows.
Owl eyebrows.
He's got the owl eyebrows. So I think
eyebrow attack.
So I think that he can do he would just be able to do a look at somebody, and I think that is a part of being the Doctor, is that look that he gives people. That he gives it to them, and they're like, oh, okay. Next on my list is somebody from my early dorkdom, Anthony Stewart Head, aka Giles, who has already said that if they ask him, he would absolutely say yes.
I think he would actually be a very good Doctor.
Yes, I think he would too, because he can sing, and he can dance, and he can be serious, and he can be funny.
But how do you think he would mesh with John Barrowman?
Very well.
You think so?
He's already had to deal with plenty of people, including teenagers.
That's true. Valid point. You win.
Last on my list, is a favorite for both of us. Robert Carlyle.
A.K.A. Mr. Gold. A.K.A. Rumpelstiltskin.
Yes. Honestly, there's a couple on our list that we really want, and he is one of them.
I don't think he would do the Doctor because, I mean, he's already involved heavily with Once Upon a Time. They're going into their 7th or 8th season. So, as much as I love Once Upon a Time, I would love Robert Carlyle to be the Doctor.
If not the Doctor,
the Master.
We love Missy.
I
love Missy. She is amazing.
Oh, Missy, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Missy. Hey, Missy.
But if she did, a regeneration, Robert Carlyle would be a fine fit to be a maniacally...
I feel like that would be way too close to Rumpelstiltskin, though.
It's true.
I mean, especially because, the Master's always been that, little bit crazy. So,
yeah.
you could definitely cross over, but think of, the fantasy puns.
Oh, my God.
That they could use.
It would be so great.
The puns galore.
That's our list. Who do you think should be the Doctor? Go ahead and leave some suggestions below.
Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And as I said earlier in the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Please.
And until next time.
Ta-da.
Ta-ta.